Welcome back to the Booty Trades Weekly Analysis. We'll be covering everything you need to know for this upcoming week. We'll be going through the overall market such as QQQ and SPY, as well as the four stocks that you need to add to the top of your watch list. So let's start out with SPY here. So we talked last week about how SPY needs to consolidate and even pull back a little bit. I provided three major zones that you need to keep an eye for SPY here. First of all, is 606.5, 604.2, as well as 597.5. We'll be consolidating here for quite some time here. We're getting that consolidation. Maybe we'll get that next leg up or even a breakdown to 597.5 next week. So right now, there's no clear indication of where the market is really going for this upcoming week. So I want you guys to be very, very careful and sit on your hand if you need to, because this is not a good, kind of risk to reward if you don't know where the market is going. Basically, if you don't have the advantage, don't take the trade. So that's for SPY here. I would love for SPY to get that pullback to 597.5 and then consolidate there a little bit. But as how but seeing how strong SPY has been holding that 604, we'll probably see more, consolidation here. A lot of fake breakouts, a lot of fake breakdowns just to trap the bulls, just to trap the bears. This is what market makers do when after a big run or a big drop, whatever it may be, there's a lot of trapping on both sides of the spectrum. So this is where most people start losing money because they're going to be forcing a play, forcing, because they just can't sit on their hands. Basically, that's the hardest part in trading is, sit on your hand when the trade and you don't have the advantage in the market. So for QQQ here, it's a lot stronger than what SPY was looking at. The three major zones I have for QQQ is 526.6, 521.8, and 517. So we dropped a little bit under 521.8 last week just to liquidate the bears here and trap the bears here before, taking that run. Then we a huge gap up, huge run here, drop back down, have an inside candle, inside bullish candle here, a little bit under that 526.6 before getting that major gap up and run on Friday. This is also one that I want to see a little more consolidation. Same thing with SPY. We need to see more consolidation. We're going to see a lot of fake breakouts like these, fake breakdowns, all of that there to trap the bulls, trap the bears. So be very, very careful. But QQQ does have that relative strength over SPY. We do have that relative strength over SPY on QQQ. So it is a little bit more bullish than SPY at this moment. But going back to what we talked about, don't take the trade unless you have the advantage. So now let's go through the four stocks that you guys should add to your watch list that probably will get a big move this upcoming week. First one, MSTR. This one has been consolidating for almost a month now. Big gap up, drop back down, and went into consolidation here. The three zones that I have, or actually just two here, is 392 as well as this 408.5. Those are your two major zones, and I can see MSRT here making a big move this upcoming week. My PT for this big move will be 440.5 as well as 452. Let's take a look here on the 4-hour chart here. We do want to see a little bit of consolidation here above this 408.5 zone. After a little bit of consolidation and a reset of this 4-hour chart, because it did run a lot, pull back, and now we're getting a second leg up here. And we want to see this, reset slightly. Even on the hourly chart, it is getting a little bit overextended on the hourly. Maybe we'll get that, consolidation here on Monday for the run on Tuesday. But the PT for this is 440 for this move as well as 452. So it's a huge upside potential. But I want to see this thing hold above this 408.5 zone. 392 is your bottom line there. That is a perfect entry point. If we get that pullback to that area, then it'll be great entry point there. But that 408.5 needs to hold if we're trying to see faster upside versus if we pull back to this 392, then we could have to re-examine, the chart there and see if that to see if that actually, going to hold there. So the next stock here will be TSM. TSM, another semi conductor here. I got two major zones for that. That's 197. This 197 area is pretty big, as well as 192. We do have a gap here. This gap here at about 195 to that 197 zone. It's a $2 gap about. That usually it doesn't always need to be filled, but usually you'll get that fill, and we don't know how long it is or when we'll get that fill, but eventually you'll get that fill. Same here with this little bit of gap here, 188 to that 187 area. That's a little bit of a gap there, but I do see TSM going a lot higher than where we're at right now. So we're looking at the 4-hour chart. This is the same thing as MSRT there. Big run up. I want to see this thing pull back a little bit. Maybe retest this 197 for the entry. Ideally, we want to see, this gap fill, but when there's a very bullish stock like this, you're not gonna get that gap fill. Like here, there's this gap here, and it just gapped over and just continued to keep going. I do want to see this thing kind of consolidate here just for a little bit, maybe that pull back to that 197 here. We want, even though we do a lot of swing trading, we want to get the best entries. On the short term, you don't want. Ideally, you want to get in a swing trade and be up already on it. It's tough when you get in a swing trade and then it starts going down already. That's when the trade is gonna be on the losing side already just to start out. And I don't recommend anybody to do average down all of that as well. So we see here in the hourly chart, same thing here. Very, very overextended here on the hourly. We see a lot of upside, big pullback here as well before taking that next leg up. But I do want to see this 197 hold, even that retest of that 197 for this. So let me see here. Oh, here's the PT I had here. The price target for this move, which is a huge, huge move here. This may take, a couple weeks for this move. But the price target is 217 as well as 222.7 here. These are the two next levels, two next major zones. If you're looking for a shorter time frame, so this is kind of like a move that I'm expecting in the next couple weeks. It won't, most likely won't be next week. But we can see this move in the next couple weeks. But if you're looking for more short-term trades and short-term swing wise, we'll probably see this move at 205.6 here, and let's even put this here at 212. So these are all your major zones here that you need to pay attention to. 205.6 here and 212.7. So those are kind of a more short-term trade. Maybe even like this coming week, even on Monday, we'll see that move here. But I do want to get that entry around that 197, and if we consolidate enough and let these EMAs kind of go a little bit more sideways there, 192 would not be a bad price either. But 197 is the top zone that we are looking at. There's a lot of buyers in this area. So when we drop there, we want to see that as well. So third stock on the list is coin. Everybody know Bitcoin been going crazy. So coin here has been super choppy for the last month or so. One problem with coin though is the premium on those option contracts are crazy. They are inflated and they are very volatile. Any downside move on a call will be very, you lose a lot of money on those. So the three major zones here I have for coin is gonna be 301.5. Let's see which one this is. 312.6, and the next last one is 330. So we've been consolidating around this 312.5 here. This zone here, we need to see that thing hold. It's been holding and then it drops under and then it's just keep trying to come back above that. I would not touch this unless we start holding above this 312.5 here. We see that on the 4-hour chart here, same thing. We may even get that drop back to 301 here. So this is one we'll be careful, but we need to hold that thing above 312, regardless which direction coin is going to be, whether that's going to be upside or downside. This is going to be making a big move very, very soon here. I can see this thing, if we start dropping under 301.4, The downside is going to be all the way down to this 370 area. Upside wise, if we can hold above this 312, push back 330, and even make a new all-time high here at, or new recent high here at this 350 zone. But coin, big move incoming. Be very careful when you trade this though, because it's very volatile, and those option contracts are very inflated at the same time. Last stock on the list, Dash. This was on last week's list as well. We got the move back up to that 190, 179.1 area last week already. And then it just been consolidating and consolidating and consolidating, and we're still getting that consolidation here. I would not touch this thing, or I would not add to this. We do have 3/4 of our position. We trim a fourth of it at 35% here. When we start hitting our first PT at 197, 179 there. Before that drop. Now we're still holding 3/4 of that position. I would want to add to this position if we start holding above this 176.3 area. This area here is huge. It's basically your pivotal zone, if that makes sense there. If that's your pivotal zone, we stay bullish on top, and we stay neutral under here, and we stay bearish under this of 174. So anything under 174, we'll see Dash able to, push back to that 170 zone. Anything above and hold above this 176, we'll see that retest of the high there at that 180 zone. My longer term PT for this, if we start making that upside move, will be that 187 and 190. So Dash, great potential, great chance for a big move. We'll just see which direction that big move is gonna be next week. If we start holding under that 174, we'll see that 170 push under, 170 break. I mean, we can even see this thing down if that 170 gives up there, or 167 as well. So sum it all up, be careful this upcoming week. Very choppy, just like last week. A lot of chop, a lot of fake outs. And this is how the market makers basically, make their money, is get, liquidate the bulls, liquidate the bears, and then they make the move that they're trying to make in the end. So good luck this week. Trade smart and make that money.